Hello and welcome to the Critically Curious. Today we are back inside Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords and we're continuing our Let's Play series. Just a friendly reminder now, this is the longest playthrough we've ever put on the channel, so a massive thank you to anyone watching us now. Honestly, any kind of reaction with this video, like, subscribe, comments, it's all greatly appreciated, and it's because of you doing this that we've managed to keep this series going. Now, I was just highlighting my cache because I wanted to let you guys know that during, the time that has passed from the last episode to now, I actually went ahead and done a little bit of smithing. Okay, I done a lot of smithing. As you saw, we got a hell of a lot of weapons smithed up. I've gone around, I've got myself some cash now. I kind of felt like I was running low on funds. Obviously, I have been recruiting a lot of lords, and therefore I felt I needed a cash injection. I've also gone ahead and picked a load of policies up. I had extra influence, which is something that since we created a kingdom, we were trying to kind of store up enough so that we can do a few things. These are the policies that I picked up. Most of them are looking at loyalty for my towns. I did also pick up that one policy that in the future, once we finally hit tier clank, that is weird, clan tier rank 5, we're going to be getting ourselves some more troops. So hopefully that has you guys all caught up. I feel like this playthrough is going really well. We've been obviously recently focusing on our kingdom and trying to get our kingdom up to a stage where it's kind of able to rival a few extra of the kingdoms on the map. We have got our end in sight. In other words, I want to get our kingdom up to a stage where we are actually able to kind of, self-survive. I may even leave my kingdom and see how it does for a minute, This is a beginner's guide. We've gone from right at the beginning to all the way up to having a kingdom. And our kingdom right now is looking quite good as well. We've got all of our party members all sorted out. In other words, our clan has party members for every position, apart from quartermaster, of course, because I do think that the quartermaster position is for your main character, because having a high stewardship, which is how, of course, you get that, is being a quartermaster, is so important to your main character. And of course, my youngest brother, he is who we recently assigned to scouting. And as you can see, he's now surpassed what I currently already had. Of course, he is my scout, so we're able to pick the stats and the perks that best fit me and my playthrough. But as you can see, it really didn't take long for him to surpass me in the skills that I had. Having someone set up for scouting, engineering, and being a surgeon, in my opinion, is the best thing that you can do. Also probably a smith if you choose to go down that route. You don't have to have these skills on your main character. You can put them on a companion and use them like that. It really is up to you. But I think scouting, medicine, and engineering, all of these things are so important for your playthrough. These things have, party listings as well. Having them as a companion instead of on you and your main character is worthwhile. It's absolutely worthwhile. It's worth doing it. It's the way I play, and it's the way that I would recommend playing. And as you can see, this is why I feel like it's working out really great. Now, of course, we do have a lot of family members now. We have a lot of companions as well. So we have managed to accumulate a few perks to put on our characters. I do try to focus, especially when it comes to my family members. So whether that be babies or whether it be my younger siblings, I do try to focus them on what I would like them to do for me, whether it is be a governor, a caravan leader, a party leader, whatever it is. I try to have an aim in mind for their stats. Because the reason I say these guys is because these are the guys that you're actually going to be able to manipulate through the game. The longer you play this game, it kind of becomes rather exciting, because especially if you do the campaign, you do get your younger sister and your younger brother. They do get a hell of a lot of stats for you to kind of use and focus. And then later on further, of course, you will have your kids that you'll be able to then do, and of course have that take over your campaign eventually. It's kind of a shame. All the free guys are already set up and in an army, which is kind of annoying. I do want a few troops. We are still at war. I don't really mind too much that my brother's in an army, but hey, if I need him, I'm gonna just disband that army if necessary. Basically, in a time that's passed, Sturgia have gone ahead and got themselves another town, and so I feel like that would be a really good target for us, and you know, a nice little thing for us to do in this episode. Oh, hold on a minute. Nope. Nope. We have ourselves a baby. That's kind of cool. We have our first child. It did take a while, to be fair, because I did get married very late in my game. And of course, I forgot to recall my wife as well. So I think at one point I even thought my brother's wife was my wife. So this explains why I have only just had a child. But hey, we got there. We've got our first kid. That's kind of cool. Nice little cutscene. And for the first time in a cutscene, I'm actually wearing clothes. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I actually put on clothes in between the last episode and this episode. I have been walking around naked in every single town and cutscene that we have been in since episode 1. So, yeah, yay for me. But yeah, somehow Sturgia managed to get themselves a town or another town, which is kind of cool. They did fight back and try to re-establish themselves on the map. So I kind of feel like I owe them to take them down, take their last town, and squash this war once and for all. And of course, this explains what my army was doing, or what the other army on the map was doing. It happens to be the leader of this happens to be one of the only clans without a town either. He's like, I'm gonna go get me one. Just trying to see if any of these happen to be a clan that we haven't recruited yet. You see, I always feel like it's really important for us to recruit as many clans as possible. I believe there's even an achievement for for recruiting maybe 22 clans at the top of my head. I'm not sure. Someone please put that in the comments down below if they know how many clans you have to recruit in order to get an achievement. But I think it's important, especially as we are still a small-ish kingdom. We're certainly not one of the superpowers on the map. So I feel like it's important for us to constantly try to recruit those extra clans. We have made a number of clans. I'm not ruling out making another one. But yeah, so recruiting more clans is what our real overarching focus is at the moment. Win those easy battles, get those easy towns, castles, and of course recruit more clans, because the more clans we recruit, the more troops we're able to actually put into an army and on the field. It will stop other people trying to have a fight with us. There's still 2 or 3 other kingdoms that haven't declared war on us yet that I kind of expected to, so I do expect to pay out more money than we actually are right now. And of course, that was one of the other stipulations I put into ending a playthrough, that we are no longer paying tribute, which I think is important to any other kingdom. Once we finally do that and we've hit that number, for me, I feel like that is a ready and established and ready to fight kingdom.
It's been a while.
Ah, I've been trying to recruit this guy for a while. He was my prisoner a couple of episodes ago. So we already knew that he was critical success. Look at that. Got a little bit of luck. Yeah, we already knew that he was a clan leader. And there we go. There is another clan recruited. Of course, I do have the small issue of having to pay him. Luckily for me, however, I've got a ton of crafted swords. And of course, those crafted swords are worth a good bit of money. So instead of actually giving him cash, I can give him the swords, which works for me. I think one of the only issues I have with smithing, and of course, if anyone wants to know how to smith weapons and wants a full breakdown on smithing, I have done a couple of smithing episodes within this playthrough. I've also got, I think, 2 or 3 dedicated videos to smithing as well. Smithing, unfortunately, is the best way to make money in this game. It just is. You have the ability to print money once you have high smithing skill. And therefore, there's absolutely the only reason not to go into smithing is because it takes a bloody long time. It's a real shame how long it takes, but it does take. It takes time. It's painful. Is there anyone else? I think he's one. I've got a funny feeling this guy is also a party leader. Ah, there we go. And he's ready at, 51%. We got very lucky then. Gonna go for the 100%. Whoosh. We got so lucky. 1 in 5 chance that. Well, there we go. This guy just wanted to join. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when the odds were against us, he was on point. So there we go, guys. We have managed to recruit 2 extra clans in this video already. And we're only 12 minutes in. If this isn't a great episode, then I don't know what one is. Recruiting more clans, honestly, you need to do it. The more, the better. And if anyone's been playing, or sorry, watching this video, or even playing along, I know I have a few people within the Discord. Again, a big shout out to the Discord crew. Really appreciate you guys for staying so active. But many people in the Discord have been playing along with this Let's Play. I haven't at any stage thought I need to get my relation up with the clans in order to recruit them later. I haven't played like that throughout the entire playthrough. We've let some people go, but the majority of lords we always captured and sold them and ransomed them off because, quite frankly, I've needed the money throughout this entire playthrough. Let's just disband this army now. They've done their job. Now I want to do it. But yeah, so I haven't built up my relationships at all. So the clans that I am recruiting, they do not like me. I'm paying them a lot of money, and I am taking them from a kingdom that is smaller than my kingdom. I have beat this kingdom up a lot throughout my playthrough. They have no land. I have more land, and therefore I'm a more attractive offer, which is why they're willing to come over to me as long as I pay them enough. If you have a higher relation with these clans, they will be cheaper. So just in case you're wondering, you know, how I'm doing it, or maybe you're thinking that I've built up these high relations, because I know some people are having real trouble with recruiting enough lords. The key is using your encyclopedia, finding the clan leaders, and of course just being able to pay or be in a position to recruit them. It does take time, unfortunately. It can be a bit annoying, unfortunately. But as you can see, if you've been watching this playthrough, it's absolutely possible with minimal effort. Now, I'm hoping this is going to be a relatively easy battle. I have actually tried to take this castle while I was doing a bit of smithing. I saw it pop up. I figured, hey, I'll be a bit cheeky. I'll try and get it on the sly real quick. Unfortunately, my game crashed. So if we do manage to siege this and everything goes well and according to plan. I'm going to try and stand back a little bit because I definitely don't want my game to crash. If anyone's been having problems with their console crashing, because I am on console again, I normally have issues when it comes to sieging. I wouldn't recommend simulating the siege, but I would recommend just hanging back. If you hang back, you should be fine. You should be safe. I'm trying to wait for this guy. He's just... I figured he would abandon his siege. He isn't abandoning the siege, so it's really annoying. He is now, of course, dead. And yes, we did use him as a bit of bait, but it is what it is. Like I said, I didn't want to join this siege. I wanted to do the siege myself. There we go. All of them lords are going to plow straight into there, which means it's going to be a nice little fight for us. We're going to be able to get loads and loads of prisoners, which are going to work out great for us in the long run. Set all of these trebuchets up. I never even bother with catapults. So it's a real shame because eventually you can get fire catapults, but I just don't see the point. I honestly don't see the point in them. Trebuchets are the way to go. They're more durable. They hit harder. So yeah, once you've got 4 of them ready to go, you are ready to take on any castle in the game. Of course, early game it can be really hard to have the confidence to be able to, you know, starve out a garrison, or, you know, wait long enough for your siege camp to set up and your trebuchets to build, to move them into reserve without like a massive army coming along and crushing you. I feel like even if 2,000 troops was to pull up, I think we're in a position now where we'd be able to give it a go. Even completely outnumbered, we do have better troops, and 1,300 troops is pretty damn good. Pause that up. Pop these in. Now I've actually just spotted a mistake, but we're gonna go for it. Again, this is a let's play, this is a beginner's guide, and I have made a complete noob error, but it is what it is. We'll play it out, and just so you guys can see it. And then if I try and unpause one more time, you can see that I have lords leaving. Now they are leaving because I'm starving. I have used up all the food in my reserves. I have no food. And of course my army is breaking apart because I can't afford to feed them. Complete noob error, and I really should have checked before beginning this siege. I guess it has been a while since I've needed to even think about food. But food is the backbone of any good army, right? A march on their stomach and all that. The shop has no grain. It looks like I'm not the only one starving. Now that's potentially problematic. Looks like horse meat is on the menu. That's a bit of a shame. Well, we'll buy a ton of horses. We're going to have to cut them up and eat meat, but it would do. It's an expensive way to feed the army, but... Actually took me quite a long time to even realize you could do this. Back when, before I even knew about hogs, of course, that is one of my early game tips, to buy up a load of hogs, slaughter them, sell the meat, sell the hide, you're all good and golden. But you can do the same with horses too. As you can see, our provisions are going up. I also managed to get a really cool helmet. I don't know if any of you noticed. My character has changed his helmet. It's got really good stats, to be fair. It did cost me quite a bit of dinars, but I had the money in Smith weapons, so I figured why not. It is from Betania, I believe. Just in case anyone was wondering. I figured it looked pretty cool and it showed off my beard, so I loved it. I like that I still have a ton of swords to go and sell too. I mean, for anyone keeping count, we started our kingdom with almost 3 million. We've had to go ahead and get, what, 500,000 to another million and dinars to be where we are now. So the benchmark of starting your kingdom with 5 million dinars works pretty good. At least to not have to worry about anything about, you know, how much day-to-day cost your kingdom's going through, how much tribute you're having to do, and of course how much troops you're going to have to buy and constantly upgrade, you know, because of the wars you're going to be fighting. Put some more cohesion. We can't recruit anyone else because we're already beginning the battle. Let's back up and see if we can grab anyone that wandered off. They didn't want to starve to death. Maybe they're wiser than me. That'll do. We are spending a ton of influence, but you know what? At the moment, we can afford to do so, so that's all good for us. Make sure we got all those trebuchets on the list and ready to make. Now, we are up against 500 troops. This should be a pretty easy battle, but you yourself, if you're defending, you have 500 troops against 1,500. I wouldn't really be worried too much as long as you have upgraded troops, have a lot of archers. You should be pretty good and pretty solid. I actually haven't had to defend against the siege for quite a while in any playthrough that I have done. If I'm honest, I'm trying to think back through all the different playthroughs I've done since this actually hit console, and it's not too often I actually get attacked because generally I try to control the map through finances. So typically I'm only fighting kingdoms I actually want to be at war with. Now, it does take a little bit of a while, unfortunately, when it comes to breaking down the walls of the castles that you're sieging. I seem to find that if you break the walls rather than build the ram or build the siege tower, it's just quicker and easier for your army to go through their army because they're typically, you know, not leveled up troops, whereas you have leveled up troops within your army. And of course, even if it's funneled, you've got your good troops against their average troops. and are able just to walk on through rather than having to do the siege towers or climb the ladders even. And the ladders are just awful sometimes, especially early game if you have to do the ladder attacks. There's so many fatalities. Usually me when I fall off. We have a sea of troops. I quite like that it's snowy up here. I love Sturgia. I think it's really cool. I think this, the Sturgian castles are pretty cool, and their troops are pretty cool. They look good. They may not be the best in the game because they're certainly not, but I do think their troops look cool. I like the trebuchets as well and how they continue to fire while you're sieging. I think that's pretty cool. Oosh. They must have a catapult up or something. Ah, that's what they have up. They have some kind of flame unit up. Hopefully it can't hit me here. Oh, they've done again. They're doing some people in. Luckily, we've got a very good surgeon. And he's probably going to patch them all up. They're just going to be wounded. They're absolutely fine. We've got like the immortal army or something like that from Greek mythology. It's not very often we actually lose any troops unless we simulate, of course. If you simulate a battle, you're probably going to lose more troops dying. We've got a snake of troops entering their castle right now. If we just make sure everyone's charging, that will... Sometimes you have to call that charge, because if you don't call the charge, the last one or two people that are glitched in a wall or stuck on a roof or something like that, your troops just won't manage to get to them. I don't know why. But yeah, I seem to find that if you call charge, they will hunt that last dude down. Oosh, we are doing a ton of damage to their troops right now. Our brother leveled up a little bit. Damn, that is a lot of green. That's pretty cool. And don't forget, guys, we do actually have that active and growing Discord. The link for that is down in the description. So if you want to join the server, come and say hi, chat about your game. Let us know how your story and your game is developing at the moment. I'd love to hear it. We've got quite a few players in there already, and it's really cool to see the community and what, you know, the community is getting up to, what their favorite troops are, their favorite kingdom, all that jazz. So yeah, the link is in the description for that if you want to join. I think we've won this. This is going to call any second. I'm really glad the game didn't freeze. It's a shame that it can't handle so many troops on screen at once. I really don't like turning it down. You know, turning down the amount of troops that you can actually have on screen, because I feel like when you do that, the game just loves to screw you sometimes with the amount of troops that you go up against. have a dude just stuck. See if we can actually... it may be preloaded. Let's see if we can actually use this thing. Well, I don't think we hit anything, unfortunately, but we had a go. Hey, the guy from the house came out. There's got to be one dude just hiding somewhere under some stairs or something, or glitched on a roof. Literally, as I was about to retreat, we won. Nice. Damn, that was annoying. We're gonna let everyone go. I don't see the point in keeping them. We don't need the money, but having a better relationship with the lords is always good. I'm very surprised we didn't have a ton of lords then. Show mercy. And there we go. We have got Sturgia's last settlement. I did say that in the last episode, but hey, they went ahead and got another one. What can I say? They are still an active kingdom, and they are still going to be annoying. We are still going to be at war with them. But it's just something that we're going to have to whittle down once they run out of money. They're not going to be able to hire any more troops, of course. And Sturgia will fall. Don't need that army anymore. But it may mean now they have no towns, no castles, no money, no luck or anything. We might actually be able to recruit one or two more of their clans, which would be cool. I think he deserves a promotion. We have had him in our group as a companion. He's been, I think, a caravan leader, a party leader. He's done it all. So I think he deserves a promotion. So if we wait for some time, we can have him rejoin us. And yeah, we're gonna make ourselves one more clan. That will give us 3 brand new clans to our kingdom in this one episode. 2 recruited, 1 turned. Unfortunately though, wherever they are on the map, they do actually have to make it to you, and sometimes it can take a bit of a time, so we're gonna have to wait here for a second, and hopefully he will rejoin us shortly. And of course, before we do actually turn him into his own clan, we do actually need to give him some gear as well. I don't know if I've got the best gear on me, but we'll see. Hopefully better than the rags he's actually running with. Where is he? There he is. Okay, what have we got for him? Ah, some lordly... No, I don't think that was... No, it was. It was lordly boots. Well, at least he's got good boots. I'm not going to give him the helmet that I had because I like him, but I don't like him that much. Let's take in the Michael a bit. Give him some weapons. Nice bow and arrows. A really good shield as well. Not going to give him a 2-handed sword, otherwise he won't use his shield. And I certainly don't have any bloody reins for him, unfortunately. A saddle. Don't have no saddles.
I am yours to command.
I actually quite enjoy making clans. It does cost a lot. 500 influence, 20,000 dinars, a castle. It's certainly not cheap to make lords, but I do think it's kind of cool. I like the fact that you get to name the clan, and of course, if you do it early enough in the game, you get to watch them grow as a clan throughout the rest of your game, which is, I think is really cool. I think what we're going to plan to do in this episode as well, let the kingdom go off on their own and see what it does. I think it's going to be pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to end this episode here on the bombshell that yes, again, I did not get the town, but I wouldn't have. I'm not next in the pecking line. We do have clans that want that land that currently have no land, which is why those 3 slots are completely fill up without my name being in it. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'll see you in next week's episode. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.